It's 2 a.m. A junior engineer sits alone in a quiet server room. A non-critical database alert flashes on his screen, requiring a routine variable tune, a simple adjustment to the system's configuration. Confident but exhausted, he begins the fix. But because the server names are nearly identical, he accidentally executes the command on the wrong live server. Live traffic instantly drops to 0. The result is an industrial failure that unfolds in seconds. By morning, the damage is assessed and the engineer is terminated. The official post-mortem report files the event under human error for failing to follow standard operating procedure. That incident report is a comfortable lie. This was a complex social calculation where an engineer weighed his options and lost. A strict on-call protocol existed specifically for this scenario, requiring the engineer to contact the senior database team. Following the rules meant a 30-second phone call or a 2-line message in a shared channel stating that he needed a second set of eyes. Why would a fully trained, competent engineer choose to guess in the dark on a live server rather than call for backup? This hesitation is the unspoken no, an internalized fear of disturbing superior engineers who historically react with impatience, frustration, or public questioning. To this specific engineer at 2 a.m., taking a wild guess on a production server felt psychologically safer than asking his own team for help. This calculation is the product of 20 years of cultural conditioning. In many education and early career environments, admitting ignorance is punished, and job security is inextricably linked to family survival. This conditioning makes saying, "I don't know," or asking a basic question feel like an existential threat to an employee's livelihood and their family's sacrifice. The company's internal environment reinforces this fear. When leadership reacts to crises with panic, the team learns to hide problems. This diagram shows a low-trust environment where the floor is tilted against the worker. In this setting, the natural gravity of the system pulls towards self-protection. In a high-trust system, openness and uninterrupted work become the natural downhill path. The system successfully trained the engineer to stay completely silent until it was too late. An organization's feedback loop acts as an early warning transmission line. Engineers are the sensors on the periphery, detecting anomalies before they explode. The consequences of a broken loop are visible in major historical disasters. The Challenger failed because management dismissed engineering warnings with demands for more data, effectively killing the feedback loop before the launch. A leader's response determines if that loop lives or dies. Rejecting a suggestion without engaging their thinking leads to a dead end, teaching engineers that speaking up wastes time. But responding with curiosity, asking, "Walk me through your thinking," keeps the loop alive. When an environment makes asking hard questions career suicide, preventable problems will grow in silence until they become public catastrophes. During a crisis, the typical leadership instinct is to panic and ask, "Who was responsible for this?" This reaction carries a hidden cost. Every engineer watching learns that bringing you problems creates stress, so they wait longer to escalate the next time. The 24-48-week framework is the engineered countermeasure to that panic. The first 24 hours are for containment only. Leaders must focus exclusively on what is needed to stop the bleeding. At 48 to 72 hours, once emotions settle, the team explores the learning phase. What early warning signals existed but were missed? 1 week later is for capability building. This is when structural changes are planned to prevent the entire category of the problem. How leadership reacts to the first crisis determines whether the team will provide the early warnings needed to prevent the next one. That 2 a.m. decision was a survival tactic for a rational actor inside a broken culture. During your next major incident, look past the code and examine the human sensor network. Ask the final question: at what point did someone know something and not say it? Finding that gap of silence is the only way to prevent your next disaster.
Are you ready to build high-performing teams that run themselves? Learn how in Zero Maintenance Teams by Radhakrishnan Selvaraj.